New claims are exploding online tonight as Tommy Robinson says he's uncovered evidence that could change how people see Keir Starmer. But what's actually true?
Welcome to Power and Policy UK, the channel where British politics, power and policy are examined beyond the headlines. Here we break down the stories shaping the UK so you can understand what really matters. In today's developing story, a wave of online attention has been sparked after activist and commentator Tommy Robinson released what he describes as new evidence involving Labour leader Keir Starmer. The video and accompanying posts have quickly circulated across social media, drawing strong reactions from supporters, critics, and political observers alike. As with any fast-moving political story, it's important to separate what is being claimed from what is confirmed, and to understand the broader context in which these allegations are being made. Tommy Robinson, a long-standing and highly controversial figure in British public life, claims that documents, past statements, and institutional decisions linked to Keir Starmer raise serious questions about judgment, accountability, and transparency. According to Robinson, these materials point to inconsistencies between Starmer's current public image and his earlier professional record. Robinson argues that the public deserves to revisit this history, especially given Starmer's prominent role in national politics. Much of Robinson's focus centers on Starmer's time as Director of Public Prosecutions. Robinson alleges that certain prosecutorial decisions made during that period reflect systemic failures rather than isolated errors. He claims that internal reviews, correspondence, or previously overlooked reports suggest a pattern that should be re-examined. However, it's important to note that many of these issues have been discussed before in mainstream media and parliamentary settings, often accompanied by official explanations or rebuttals. In response to similar past criticisms, Keir Starmer has consistently stated that decisions made during his tenure were based on the evidence available at the time and within the legal frameworks governing the Crown Prosecution Service. He has also emphasized that some cases cited by critics were reviewed years later under different standards, laws, or cultural expectations. Supporters argue that it is misleading to judge historical decisions without acknowledging these constraints. What has fueled renewed attention in this case is Robinson's framing of the material as breaking evidence. He suggests that the information has either been ignored or deliberately downplayed by mainstream outlets. This claim resonates strongly with audiences already skeptical of traditional media, leading to rapid sharing and emotional reactions online. At the same time, journalists and fact-checkers urge caution, noting that the existence of documents does not automatically validate the conclusions being drawn from them. Political analysts point out that this moment arrives at a particularly sensitive time, with elections, policy debates, and public trust all at stake. Allegations, regardless of their accuracy, can shape perception long before they are fully examined. This dynamic often benefits figures who thrive on disruption and controversy, while placing pressure on established politicians to respond quickly and clearly. So far, representatives connected to Keir Starmer have reiterated previous statements, rejecting the idea that any new wrongdoing has been uncovered. They argue that Robinson's presentation repackages old criticisms without acknowledging prior reviews, apologies, or reforms. From this perspective, the renewed focus is seen less as investigative journalism and more as political activism aimed at discrediting a public figure. Still, for many viewers, the issue is not just about legal responsibility, but about trust. Robinson's supporters argue that leadership requires higher standards, and that unanswered questions, no matter how old, deserve scrutiny. Critics counter that selective storytelling can distort reality, especially when complex legal decisions are reduced to viral talking points. This clash highlights a broader challenge in the digital age. Information moves faster than verification, and emotionally charged narratives often outperform nuanced explanations. As a result, public opinion can harden before all sides are heard. For viewers trying to make sense of the situation, the key is to look beyond single sources, check original documents when possible, and pay attention to credible reporting from multiple perspectives. It's also worth noting that Tommy Robinson himself is a polarizing source. His past legal issues and confrontational style mean that many people approach his claims with skepticism. Others see him as a necessary disruptor who raises issues others avoid. Understanding this divide helps explain why reactions to his latest release are so sharply split.
As this story continues to develop, questions remain. Are there genuinely new facts that warrant renewed investigation, or is this a reinterpretation of long-debated material? Will Keir Starmer or independent bodies address these claims in more detail? And how will the public navigate the competing narratives presented online?
For now, what's clear is that this issue taps into deeper concerns about transparency, accountability, and who controls the narrative in modern politics. Whether Robinson's claims lead to concrete consequences or fade into the constant churn of online controversy will depend on evidence, verification, and sustained scrutiny rather than viral momentum alone. As always, staying informed means staying critical, questioning not just politicians, but also those who claim to expose them. You've been watching Power and Policy UK, where facts, accountability, and informed debate come first. If you value clear analysis of UK politics, make sure to subscribe and stay engaged with the issues that shape our future.